Next, our speaker, James Blatchford, will tell us about how I defeated the Third Reich in the 6th grade.
Joining PDS in the middle of 5th grade and having to make many adjustments, I was ready for a relaxing summer and hoping for some light summer reading. Then, my father handed me the required summer reading. Surviving Hitler? A boy in the Nazi death camps? Nothing says a carefree summer like the Führer and the Third Reich. Was my summer to be ruined? I vowed it would not be so. After all, this would not be my first clash with the Nazis. I had defeated Erwin Rommel's Panzers in Call of Duty 2. I downed Messerschmitts over the Palesti oil fields in Call of Duty 4. And I had even flown in a real B-17 Flying Fortress, which had bombed the fatherland. This battle, however, would not be so easy. Hello. My name is James Blatchford, and today I would like to share with you how reading Surviving Hitler and participating in the 6th grade online history course changed my view of the Nazis in World War II and took me on a journey from the magic kingdom of elementary school to young adulthood. In Surviving Hitler, Jack Mandelbaum becomes a survivor of one of the most tragic events in history. In 1939, Jack, a boy only a year older than us, lived near Danzig, Poland with a loving, well-to-do family. But Jack was Jewish, and after the Nazis invaded Poland, his family and all the other Polish Jews were forced into ghettos and were put to work. One fateful day, Jack's mother and his siblings were sent to death in the gas chamber. Jack, just old enough to work, was sent to a concentration camp where you were literally worked to death. While in the camps, Jack learned many valuable lessons on how to survive, such as staying clean to avoid sickness and obeying the guards to avoid injury. Because if you were too sick or injured at work, you would be shot. Most importantly, do not let hatred consume you. Miraculously, Jack managed to survive, despite nearly dying of dysentery and starvation. Jack had beaten the Nazis at their own game and lived to bear witness. Most amazingly, he had done it without hate. I asked myself, could I have done the same? After finishing this difficult book, I was glad to have a break from the Nazis, but I could not have been more wrong. My father told me that there was an assignment that went along with the book. I was to pretend that I was the elderly Jack Mandelbaum writing a letter to my grandchildren about my experiences in the camps. How was I to begin? I was not elderly. I had not experienced the camps. I did not have grandkids, and the only two Yiddish words I knew were schlep and shtick. But then I realized that it did not matter who I was, because the Nazis could have chosen any group to persecute. And then the words began to flow. Dear grandchildren, our family has a dark secret. You are too young to understand what I have to tell you, so I'm writing you this letter for you to read when you're older and can better understand. I finished the letter in time for school and came to a new, but not pleasant understanding of the adult world. The Nazis were always defeated in Indiana Jones movies and in Call of Duty. But in online history, we learned that the reality was very different. At the start of the war, an Allied victory was far from certain. U-boats sank American freighters headed for England at will. American bombers tried to take out German industries, but up to a third of the planes, each with a crew of 10, were lost. But improved sonar allowed the U-boats to become the hunted. Bombers could be built faster than the Germans could shoot them down. The new Mustang fire can now escort bombers deep within Germany and take on the Luftwaffe, the German Air Force. Finally, Germany was brought to its knees, both in incredible sacrifice of American lives. I learned that this greatest generation of Americans, not Indiana Jones, were the true heroes. So no, my defeat of the Third Reich was not an actual defeat. Rather, it was a defeat of their ideas. Learning how the Nazis came to power, understanding their ideology of hatred, and coming to terms with their crimes helped propel me towards an understanding of the adult world. The Nazis were no longer the cardboard cutout villains of Raiders of the Lost Ark. Those who survived the Nazi persecutions, as well as the allies who defeated them, became the true heroes to me. And I still managed to have some fun that summer. Oh, and by the way, if there's ever a Nazi zombie apocalypse, I'm your guy. Thank you.